Jenny, you okay? Something you don't want to do, but you got to do it.
Who's afraid of the big, bad blonde?
We got to do this, the three of us.
She'll huff.
1:45.
She'll puff.
1 minute.
And she'll blow your house down. The three little piggies fight back.
Yes, Pop. It's definitely Pop.
In Beverly Hills Cop 2, starring Eddie Murphy. Tomorrow at 9:30 on BBC One.
Jackie, Teddy, Bobby, John F. Kennedy. Time for breakfast.
Meet the Fitzgerald family.
John F. is definitely the eldest.
I'm in love with Rita.
Then you had Bobby.
Look at that, scumbags.
And Kennedy was next.
Hello, soldier.
This is where it gets a bit hazy.
I'm a TV repairman, Ma. Who is your other brother?
Damien. He plays for Chelsea. Hardly a joke.
A new comedy, The Fitz, begins Friday at 9:30 on BBC Two.
This is Lolita. She's the femme fatale of Rome.
Meet the Artful Dodger. He's a fast food junkie and a car thief.
These guys are the Addams family, the neighbors from hell.
And this is Braveheart. He's got domestic problems because the bachelor boy's fancies missus.
A few of the stars in our season of Wildlife on One films, starting Sunday at 6:50 on BBC One.
BBC One, problem solving.
DJ Colin loves to party, but at 51, are the young clubbers laughing behind his back? Should he give up before he becomes a figure of fun? What would you do?
What would you do if you were in your 50s but still loved to party with the 20-somethings? Well, Colin, who's 51, is just passionate about DJing, but he worries that he's the oldest swinger in Chorley. Colin, welcome to the programme. We'll talk to you in a moment. Here, though, first of all, is a taste of the kind of advice that Colin's going to be getting later in the show.
It's just his humourless attitude, and he's just so arrogant, thinks he's so Mr. Cool, and he isn't at all.
If he's sitting on the bus and someone said, that guy over there's a DJ, they would just pee themselves laughing.
True. So why should he give a damn about what anybody else thinks?
Right, let's, before we go any further, take a closer look at Colin's story.
I think Max Skinny all ready for this.
Captain Cool or the oldest swinger in town? Nothing in life gives Colin from Chorley a bigger buzz than the 2 nights a week when he spins the disc in his local pub. For 20 years he's been packing them in. The clubbers think he's cool and the dance floor is always full. But younger DJs call him Grandad, saying it's time he moved on. Every Friday and Saturday, Colin sheds the identity of office manager and gets ready for his show. Living alone, he hates the thought of becoming another grey 50-something like he sees on the bus. He wants to stay young at heart. The DJ work also brings in some useful cash, but Colin spends about £50 a week adding to his record collection. He thinks that's money well spent, and knowing what the people want is an art form. Colin says the job makes it hard to sustain a relationship. His 3 grown-up children, 6-year-old son and current girlfriend don't mind, but his second wife left him partly because of his passion for DJing. He also gets a lot of attention from young women at the disco. He says they're attracted to the glamour of his work, and he often goes home with a pocket full of phone numbers. Without DJing, there'd be a big void in Colin's life. Even so, the club scene can be tiring for a man in his 50s, and Colin knows there will come a time to put his feet up and retire.
Nice slippers, Colin. I do like those. They're great. Tell us what your dilemma is as you see it.
Well, I do get to find that a number of younger DJs particularly make snide comments, and they make remarks about whether I should give up, whether I'm too old to do the job, whether I can give the people what they want in terms of music.
You would say, of course, that you can and do.
Of course I can, yeah.
What sort of music do you play?
I play, it's mainly club dance music, 90s club dance music. Everybody sees me and they have this idea that I'm going to play them 60s and 70s and trot out.
Hi-ho, Silver Lining.
The Bee Gees and the Sweet and things like that, but it doesn't happen.
What are your 2 current favourite records that guaranteed floor fillers?
Oh, Sash Stay and DJ Flavour's Your Caress.
DJ Flavour's Your Caress. Is that the 12-inch mega DJ mix you got there?
Well, it's all my stuff's on CD now, but yes, there's about 5 mixes. Yeah.
Right. I mean, it sounds horrific to me, and I'm sort of 33, and I'm listening to Radio 2, and occasionally have to turn the volume down on that. So, I mean, how does I mean, I'm not being disrespectful, but you are in your 50s. Do you want to hear that kind of music?
Yeah, it's great. It's great. It's really good. We went through a period in the early 90s where music was very, very bland and very dull. But now there's a lot of energy and excitement about it. They've come on, the producers have come on, and the music's a lot better.
And well worth hearing.
Yeah, without a doubt.
What do you think of people your age, your own age?
I think some of them are old before their time. I think they're digging their own graves by the time they're 45. They've got the spades out and they're going around to pick the plot. It's kind of sad when you see them getting on a bus and you look at them and you do sort of your own mental age check and you think, God, they must be 50, and then you get chatting to them and they're 43 or something like that.
Why? Because how do they look to you?
They look dowdy, they look depressed, they look as though they've got the world on their shoulders and they can't cope with life. And
so is it younger people that you seek out then?
I don't specifically seek them out, they seek me out.
Do you have relationships with younger women?
Yes, without a doubt, yeah.
Who's the youngest woman you've taken out lately?
18.
18?
18, yeah. And she's gorgeous.
I think we need to talk about this more later on. First of all, the first bit of advice today from the Wigs and Wardrobe Department, and they tell us how they would feel if Colin here was their dad.
I wouldn't have one like that. It wouldn't be allowed. No. Not the fact that he's a DJ. It's just his humourless attitude, and he's just so arrogant, thinks he's so Mr. Cool, and he isn't at all.
You wouldn't want Colin as your dad, then?
No, because he's not funny or clever.
No.
And he's so superficial. I mean, what a stupid worry. Am I too old to be a DJ? Who cares?
And would you want your dad getting numbers from 20-year-olds?
No, I would not.
You know.
Which I think he probably already does. But that's by the by.
He says that's the only thing that gives him a buzz and adrenaline, and if he lost that, he'd have nothing. But, you know, playing with his kids or taking them down the park or whatever, I mean, surely that's fun as well. I mean, that's a bit sad.
Well, I'd rather sit in a disco than push a swing, thank you very much, but there we are.
At least he knows the good tunes that are in fashion, I suppose.
But does he, you see? We haven't been to his disco.
Yeah, I mean, it's
probably a bit of ABBA.
We know it could be awful.
Could be UB40 and things like that.
Well, we only have, I like them, we only have his word for it that he thinks he's really trendy and really cool and he's into rave and into this, that and the next thing.
Oh, is it a bit embarrassing that your dad does something a bit different or something that's perhaps seen as a younger person thing to do? Or would kids be like that? Wow, your dad's a DJ.
It depends on how, you know, if he was normal.
He's like, hey man, you know, get in the car. You're going to go... But, you know, if it's just normal, what's the big deal? Start doing a rap and giving it all this. Of course you're going to be embarrassed,
Colin,
but,
don't
you know.
But Colin, don't do that. If you do, Colin, don't.
And I hope he doesn't wear dodgy trainers.
Dodgy trainers and baggy jeans.
Big yellow puffer jacket.
Yeah.
Ooh, itsy bitsy fashion, no.
I must admit, it'd be quite funny having your dad doing the disco at your wedding. Not that I'd have a disco.
I didn't have a disco.
Not that I'd ever get married. I'd ever get married. But, you know,
a bit common.
No, that's mean. That's really mean and snobby. We don't mean that
don't mean
much.
No.
But I think
47-piece orchestra done.
Yes,
wouldn't
we would. We'd
Yeah.
have the London Symphony.
I mean, he thinks he's super cool and ultra trendy, but he's not.
He's not. You're not.
You look like anyone walking down the street.
But
Exactly.
that's cool. Save the DJ for the weekend and just be normal dad during the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Exactly.
Colin, keep going.
Keep
It's
going.
Cool. It's all right with us as long as you're not our dad.
As long as you go to humour school. As long as you go to humour school 1 night a week.
Yeah.
Not
be
a
a
Spice
DJ
Girl.
when you're on your DJ night.
Yes, but normal days, just wear the normal...
Just be dad.
You know,
Just a
wear
little
that
linen
parent
suit,
outfit.
Just a two-piece.
Wear that parent outfit. No shades, no peak cap backwards.
Oh, I can't
Night
imagine him
trainers.
doing that anyway.
No.
I mean,
It's a little bit sad that DJing is the only thing that gives you a buzz. What about your kids?
Colin, I was quite struck there. One of the Wigs and Wardrobe women said that, you know, she'd much rather be in a disco than pushing a swing, and you nodded at that and said, yeah, that's me as well. But, I mean, you're 51 and you've got a child of 6,
Yep.
so surely you should be much more excited by the prospect of taking him to the park than playing sash in a pub.
I don't live with his mother, but I see my son every day of the week. I see him for at least 2 hours a day. We have a very good bonded relationship. We love each other to bits, and I'm very, very proud of him. Like my older son, who is 28.
He doesn't give you any stick about the DJ.
And my older son said to me the other day when he'd seen my picture in the local paper, I said, I bet you were embarrassed. He said, no, Dad, I was very, very proud of you.
And what about your other kids?
They think it's great. I did my daughter's wedding.
So you have done a disco?
I've done a disco at my daughter's wedding. She asked me to do it.
They said that was a bit common to have a disco at your wedding. I have to say, I've been to stacks of weddings where there's been a disco, and I'm certainly not common.
Well, you see, it's the age they live in. They live in a privileged background, so they think that they can, you know, have a go at the people who obviously can't afford the London Symphony Orchestra. Bit of a shame for them, really, because then they're tied to chamber music, aren't they?
They did suggest that perhaps you were a bit lacking in the sense of humour department. How do you react to that?
Well, all they've seen of me so far is working and a little bit of a film clip. They've never seen me in real life, so they wouldn't be able to judge anyway. And who are they to say? They don't have a sense of humour, do they?
But maybe what they're saying is that you can't laugh at yourself.
Of course I can. I think it's a huge joke. I think it's horrendous. It's horrendously funny.
What, that you're still in demand as a DJ?
Yes. I mean, I get people, younger DJs who work in the same town as me, and they come up to me and say to me, when I'm in the nightclub, when are you giving up? I want to come and work where you work.
What do you think? I mean, you are clearly the Mr. Big in the Chorley nightclub
No,
world.
I wouldn't say that.
Well, you know, you're up there. You're the one that everybody wants. You're still packing out the pub, basically, twice a week. What's your secret?
I play to the biggest and the best crowd in the whole of Chorley, right? And my secret is I play what they want, not what I want.
So is it the secret perhaps you're in your patter? Can you give us an example of, I mean, do you start with Good Evening Chorley and...
No, I just say, hi there, good evening, welcome to the White Hart. It's Saturday night, more fun than having sex in a motorway cafe, you know.
Probably quite a lot more.
Something like that, yeah. And the evening carries on from that.
Builds to a climax.
Builds.
Well,
yeah,
not in that kind of way, but
yeah.
I wish I hadn't started this now. And you then sort of get them going, and they get into the mood, and everything builds up into a great big.
What you realise on a
atmosphere.
Friday night, it's the beginning of the weekend, and the weekend starts there.
Yeah.
And what you've got to do is they've had a week's hard slog of work. They've come out to enjoy themselves, and I'm there. It's my job to entertain them. And that's what I'm there for, to give them what they want. And I do that.
Some more advice. But I can't interrupt you, DJ Patter. That's my trouble today, I think. Who is it next? It's the Lothian gym members. Now, they're discussing whether Colin's dedication to DJing is making him a little bit of a joke.
I mean, let's face it, when he's out and about, he's sort of pointing the finger saying, look at that guy, he's 50, what a state he is. Look at it's all this talking down to him. I mean, why doesn't he have a look at himself? Does he not actually think he is someone big up there?
Well, if he does for Friday and Saturday night,
from Chorley.
He travels by public transport the rest of the week. I mean, surely he
Oh,
must
well.
come in there.
Oh, yeah, like it should be a stretch limo or something.
Yeah.
But do you not think, I mean, why is he doing it? Okay, a bit of a release, fine, I don't mind that, but maybe he's just taking himself a wee bit too seriously.
If he's sitting on the bus and someone said, that guy over there's a DJ, it would just pee themselves laughing.
True. And maybe on the dance floor, the people are saying that to him, and maybe they're not laughing with him, they're laughing at him. Is that not quite sad?
Yeah. But there's a lot of odd-looking DJs.
Why
as long
is
as they produce good music and a good atmosphere in the place they're working, so what? Who cares?
But why is he actually turning around to people who are of his own age and thinking that they are ridiculous?
Because he thinks he's got an exciting role in life.
Is this guy big-headed?
No,
Oh, I think so, yeah. I think
do you not
he
think
is,
he's
actually, at the
hiding
end of
behind
the
that
day.
persona, the big DJ?
Yeah.
And that's how he manages to pull people.
Oh, so it's a pulling thing then? That's what it's about.
No, he says he gets, all he said was he gets a couple of notes with girls' telephone numbers on it.
Well, do you not think he's kidding himself? I mean, what is he trying to prove?
I don't think so. He's good at something. He's got an interest in it. Why shouldn't he do it?
He's holding on to an image that he wants to be. He sees himself not as him. He sees himself as something else.
I know, but what's wrong with having a bit of fantasy in your life?
Well, that's true. I mean, yeah.
But he's certainly not lonely. He's got a family. He's got a girlfriend.
Yeah, but as long as you realise that it's a bit of fantasy and it's not reality.
Yeah. He's hardly a sex god.
No, I would like to think that he realises that, but is he trying to sort of mould himself into a figure like Tony Blackburn or something? I mean,
there'd be a bit left over though, wouldn't there?
There would be, yeah.
Try to mould him.
Yeah, and he would need a bit more hair.
But maybe you think, is that not quite sad that he actually might think he is Tony Blackburn?
Yeah.
No, but what's wrong with aspiring to be someone who's good at their profession?
Yeah, but every weekend you actually get into this
Turn
image.
off, yeah.
If you're thinking that you are Tony Blackburn, you're escaping from what's he escaping from?
He thinks he's some sort of modern new man. He's not going to be thinking he's Tony Blackburn. He's going to be Goldie. Colin, we think it's okay what you're doing, but don't take yourself too seriously.
All right, Colin, you didn't like the comparisons with Tony Blackburn very much.
Well, no, because he's very passé and very cliché, isn't he?
He's a god to me. I'll tell you, I started off in local radio and I wanted to be
Tony Blackburn.
Antonia Blackburn. That was what I wanted, I think.
All party robo.
Perhaps I succeeded, I don't know, probably did. What about this relationship thing? Because, I mean, they mentioned there that occasionally girls do pass their telephone numbers to you and stuff like that. I mean, does it really increase your pulling power?
I think it's not me, it's the job. And as they say on the film, I'd be foolish to think that, it's me that does it. People target, young girls target certain people in clubs and pubs. They'll target the head doorman, the head barman, the manager and the DJ. They do that as a matter of course.
Why?
They want to get their record played first. They want to get their drinks first. They want to get into the place free. Those are the reasons for it.
So it's not sexual magnetism?
Oh, good God, no. I'd have to be naive to think that way.
But, I mean, you do get girls giving you their phone numbers.
Oh, yeah.
So do you ever ring them up?
Very rarely, no.
But it has been known, I can tell from the look on your face.
That's why I'm going out with an 18-year-old at the moment.
Right. You say you're going out with her?
I see her occasionally.
Right, OK. So, I mean, what do you talk about to an 18-year-old girl? I mean, I couldn't talk to an 18-year-old bloke. I wouldn't have anything to say.
Well, no, that's mainly because he talks about football and things like
that.
No,
you've got me wrong. I know everything there is to know about football.
Has no wealth of knowledge. No wealth of knowledge.
Right.
I have a wealth of knowledge. And perhaps I'm not deluding myself. She's going out with me because she wants to talk to somebody who's intelligent, not necessarily me as a person, but she wants to talk to an older person who's intelligent and can hold a lucid conversation.
Right. Yeah. So what sort of wealth of experience have you got to pass on to her? What sort of things does she ask you about?
She asked me about my life, what I've done. She asked me about the things that I do. She asked me about my DJing, about my music.
Well, that's tremendously flattering to your ego, isn't it, having some wide-eyed 18-year-old girl?
No, she's not a wide-eyed 18-year-old anyway. I mean, she's a fairly sensible, down-to-earth sort of person. And she just enjoys sitting in the corner in a pub, having a drink and just talking.
Are you conscious when you're with her that of the age difference? I mean, how do you dress when you see her? I mean, do you try and make yourself...
The same way as I dressed this morning before I put this shirt on. I had a black shirt on, by the way. I didn't have this shirt on.
This is your television shirt you're wearing?
No, this is a shirt I was asked to wear. I brought it down, so I was asked to wear it.
You're pulling apart all the mechanics of television here.
Well,
you're deconstructing it before our very eyes.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean...
No, that's
this is the shirt I wear when I'm working as a DJ, and normally I normally wear either blacks or dark colours.
Right.
Because
we ought to make it clear, we haven't given you the shirt. This is your shirt.
This is mine. Yeah, well, you can see it on the videos.
Yeah.
Isn't it? Yeah.
So you do wear it?
Oh yes, I wear it quite a lot. Yeah.
All right. Some more advice. It's the final lot today, and it's from the rock and roll band who tell us if they think that Colin is past his sell-by date, should he give up the DJing?
But he is a bit worried about becoming a sad old DJ.
Yeah, well, it has been mentioned once or twice to him, but he says it might be a little bit of jealousy. It might be he's getting a bit too old, but at the end of the day, young people still reassure him the fact that he's quite good at his job, and he enjoys it.
But why should he give a damn about what anybody else thinks? I mean, the guy's 50 years of age. He's out in a club twice a week playing music, having a beer. He's got 20-year-old girls flirting with him, giving him phone numbers. I say fair play to the bloke. You know, I mean, hell, what's the option? Sitting in front of the TV with a craggy old wife going, hey, take the dog for a walk or put the rubbish out. No, I think he's doing well. Fair play to him. You know, if he's having a good time and he's enjoying it, then, you know, who gives a damn about what anybody else thinks? I mean, you know, are they jealous? Are they the ones stuck at home in front of the fire or, you know, having an imminent coronary? I mean, what is the problem here? I mean...
Oh, I think Middle England don't understand. They have fun. But
I think it's great. The people, I can guarantee you, the people who are slagging off the Rolling Stones are the same sort of people who are slagging off Colin, you know, boring old, you know. Yeah, just had enough, you know, and...
Those people who've lost that little spark in life, you know who you are.
He split with his last wife, and the divorce was pretty much based on the fact that he didn't spend enough time with her. You know, he was out on Friday and Saturday nights doing things with his decks when he should have been doing things with her. You know.
Well, he married the wrong wife then.
I was going to say maybe he should have married somebody who would have gone down to the club.
He's obviously learned from that. He says that all the people around his old age think a good night out is to go down to the pub once a week for a beer. I mean, they're sad. Colin, you've got it sorted, mate.
Well, the three of us play, you know, in a rock and roll band most nights of the week, and you're not going to get us condemning Colin for going out and enjoying himself and contributing towards an evening, making some money and getting a buzz from life. I mean, it seems to me that if somebody's capable of doing that at whatever age, if they're helping the evening along and enjoying themselves, why not continue? I mean...
You know, so if he's still got the punters who want him to do what he's doing, then go for it.
Up till now, people have been coming up to him at the end of the evening saying, good night, Colin, I really enjoyed that. You know, when that starts to dry up, I think Colin will get to the stage where he'll think, hang on a minute, not everyone's enjoying it, maybe it's time to get out.
Fair play, mate. If you're still in the pub DJing at 50, I reckon you're the one who's got it right. Why should he give a damn about what anybody else thinks? I think power to his flipping elbow, I really do, and I think you should just keep it going, man. If you're having a good time, and, you know, when he's had enough, he'll stop, I'm sure. But I think it's great. I think it's a great crack. I think it's a scream. You keep it going, mate. The future is bright. The future is Colin. Go, Colin. Go, Colin.
Loads of support there for you, Colin, which you enjoyed, didn't you? You liked hearing that.
Yeah.
Do you think they've got it right, then?
I think they have, yeah. They know how to party.
And so do you.
Well, yeah.
But I mean, does it tire you out though? Because I mean, it's not